Hello, it's Wednesday. It's time for another Folktale Dev Hangout. So what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to have a look at the voice acted tutorial that is coming. There is a serious bug. We're using an internal dev build at the moment. So there's a serious bug, so I can't play too much into it, but we don't want to do that anyway because we've been doing that the last couple of streams. But we'll take a quick look at that. I also want to dive into the editor and spend some time in that because we've got a lot of folks that are interested in designing levels. So we'll have a look at some of the new kits that are coming and have an experiment with some of the new pieces and maybe talk about that. And then we're going to have a questions and help section. So most of the stream, I think, we're just going to have you guys firing questions and we'll jump into the relevant part of the game. And we'll take a look at that and how to achieve the things that you guys want to achieve. And maybe ask questions about future development, so on and so forth. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to new game. And we're going to fire up the tutorial. I'm going to be quiet for this as well because they advise you to start talking pretty much straight away.
Welcome to our new village. Let's practice moving around. Moving the mouse to the edge of the screen will move you in that direction. Alternatively, use the W, A, S, and D keys or the arrow keys on your keyboard. Holding down the left shift key while moving will move the camera more quickly. You can change the camera angle by holding down the V key and moving the mouse up, down, left, and right. Finally, you can zoom the camera with the mouse scroll wheel or use the Z and X keys on your keyboard to adjust altitude. The first step in establishing our new village is to place a supply wagon containing useful supplies. To place a wagon, click the construction options on the top bar and click the supply wagon button. Move the mouse to choose a location for the wagon.
Right, it's finished. Okay.
Valid construction sites are indicated when the building is green. Red indicates a building cannot be placed in its current position. Objects blocking construction will be highlighted in red, while resources that will be lost are highlighted in yellow. To rotate a building while in construction mode...
Alright, we can skip that. So that's one thing that we've added is that if you're experienced, you can skip some. You don't have to wait for the dialogue to finish. You can skip it and it will go quiet. One thing we have added though is if you try... Oh, firstly, you might hear that there's tweeting birds. And if you haven't placed your construction wagon, your supply wagon, now when you try and do something...
You must place a supply wagon.
You'll actually get a hint as to what to do. So I am going to go ahead and place our supply wagon.
Good. Our villagers will need something to eat. Foraging for berries is a great place to start. Drag a selection rectangle over all our peasants and move the mouse pointer to a nearby red berry bush. The mouse cursor changes when over berry bushes, trees, iron deposits, and small piles of rock to indicate they can be harvested. Right-click on a berry bush to command our peasants to begin foraging.
My pleasure.
All right. So we'll go a little bit ways in. This is mostly for new players and players who are arriving back in the game, having been away for quite a while. So maybe they only played the original tutorial. Obviously, the game has evolved massively since then, and they may feel a little bit lost. So that's why we've added the tutorial in. Yeah, do not eat iron ore. Bad for your health.
Before we can construct our first building, we're going to need more planks. With one or more peasants selected, right-click on a nearby tree to command them to start chopping. Peasants will carry logs back to the supply wagon where they are converted into planks and firewood. We'll need 25 planks to construct a woodcutter's hut. Our current store of planks is shown on the top bar.
Yes, boss. Okay. Oh, I wanted to draw attention to that, but never mind. So our little merry band of villagers are off chopping trees. They suck at it, so they only bring 5 back each time. But that's 20 there, so that will take us over the 25 limit. So that will complete.
Peasants aren't the hardest workers, nor the smartest. Trained professions work faster and are able to carry more resources. With planks and firewood being critical during the early stages of a new village, we should train a woodcutter. To place a woodcutter's hut, click on the construction options in the middle of the top bar. Select the basic buildings category and click on the woodcutter's hut button. Woodcutter huts should be built close to clusters of trees. When deciding where our hut is to be built, moving the mouse cursor with the hut attached will show nearby resources within the building's boundary. Resources just outside the boundary are semi-transparent and will not be available for clearing until we later upgrade the building.
Right, so I'm just going to pause there. You'll notice that if you remember back to the original tutorial, we had the advisor character in there. So we've got a nice little portrait paint of him now. And all of the NPCs that will be making their way into the game, so if you've seen on the website, if you look under the factions or the heroes, each of those characters will have their own portrait, and they can be used in dialogue. So let's go ahead and build that. And we've also added a building placement sound now, which is a very minor thing, but it makes a lot of difference.
Our villagers will set to work hammering and sawing as soon as they finish their current task. Alternatively, current tasks can be reassigned by selecting peasants and right-clicking on the construction site.
Something to do? Okay.
It doesn't quite work like that, but it's close
Yes,
enough.
Petal.
Some of the bug fixes that we've also done.
Train 2 woodcutters by selecting our peasants, clicking on the woodcutter's hut to select it, and clicking the train. You must always keep at least...
Shh. Right. So research, there was an issue with the tailors, so their tailor building, their research wasn't progressing at all. That's been fixed now. The bug where research is not having an effect on building productivity, that's being worked on at the moment. I tested it this morning and actually had to reject that fix because it's not fully being fixed, but we will hopefully have a fix for that as one of the niggles. Some of the other changes that were added, they'll have to change slightly, but we're adding in sensitivity settings. And one that we'll be adding in will be the pan speed. So I think a lot of players don't know about the fact that you can hold down. So this is the normal speed. Let's zoom out. This is the normal speed. And if you hold down the left shift, then that's sort of the speed shift. Now, a lot of people don't know about that. So we're going to introduce a pan speed setting. And there's a rotation sensitivity as well. So when you're doing this, you can determine how sensitive you want that to be. So that's hopefully just a step in the right direction. Let's see. You'll notice that the soundtrack has got a lot quieter. It's a bit too quiet at the moment, but that's something else we've turned down. Scroll sensitivity also affects scroll windows. I don't think there are any other options in there that have changed. Alright, so train 2
Alright, my love.
Alright, they're going to be starving to death if I keep this rate up.
Woodcutters will head for the nearest tree and start chopping, carrying logs back to the woodcutter's hut to be sawn into planks and firewood. Firewood is consumed by cottages to keep villagers warm, and each cottage provides a home for 5 villagers. To expand our population, build 2 new cottages.
Right.
I've purchased additional supplies to help.
So it's very hand-holding. All of this is created using Workbench, which we've looked at in earlier streams. So when I click this, it's actually going to give me some resources. Maybe I added it before. Alright. Well, it gave me the resources anyway, I think, if I needed them. Maybe I didn't need them. Maybe I'd already collected them. Let's go ahead, place a couple more. So it's amazing how much difference just a little placement sound makes. By the way, if you guys have got questions for me you want to ask, then please start your question with @GamesFoundry and then chat will highlight and I will see it. Alright, so that pretty much goes through. I mean, let's jump into Workbench and open up how this is all scripted. So I think at the moment we're probably around here somewhere.
A building has been constructed.
Let's see. Start construction of the woodcutter. Is that where we're at? Our villagers will set to work hammering and sawing. Oh no, we're at the cottages. My mistake. Completed construction of 2 cottages. Alright, so it's going to say superb. With our first cottage complete, villagers now have somewhere warm to sleep at night. Alright, and you'll be able to have a look how we've structured all of this and how we've scripted it in patch 0.3.0 or alpha 17 as we're calling it. We're going to call that because I think some people are a little bit blind of...
Superb. With our first cottages complete, peasants will carry firewood from the... Villagers need something more substantial. When placing a fishing hut,
you can see that it flashes, the wires flash when it's showing progress. Anyway, we're calling it patch 0.3.0 or alpha 17 because some people are a little bit blind of the second decimal point, so they just see like 0.3 and think, oh well, there's only been 2 patches, which clearly there haven't been. There have been 17 major ones, one a month. So we're going to start adopting the alpha and the number just to give a better idea of how progressed it is. Okay, we've got some questions coming in. Devikin45, is there a way not to do the tutorial? Because me and the tutorials don't... Yes, there is. So exactly the same map is available with none of the tutorial in there at all. So don't worry, we haven't... well, we haven't ruined the Grasslands map by enforcing that to be tutorial only. Another version is available without any scripted tutorial. Let's see what else. Adding something to disable a tutorial, like a note. You don't need it. Because the idea is it's really, you just play this a couple of times, once, a couple of times, you're familiar, and then you move on and you start playing the whole maps. Okay. So that's the tutorial. I can't play it all the way. As I say, this is an internal dev build. There's a bug in it that will prevent me from progressing it. It is our #1 priority to fix.
New settlers have arrived.
So, has anybody got any questions about the tutorial at this stage? Because otherwise I'm going to jump into the editor and get on with that part of the show. I just wanted to show you some of the changes that have happened in the last week. Okay, let's keep playing this for a little bit more. Streamer, hey, welcome to the stream, and everybody else, in fact. I finally got around to also submitting some box art to Twitch, so hopefully the game cover art will start showing.
Construction completed.
Okay, let's jump into the editor and have a look at some of the new kits that are coming. We have reorganized them a little bit. So let's go ahead and let's load in. So you'll see here, for example, we've got 01, and that'll be the tutorial. 02 is the Human Village Easy map. Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. I might get taken down by that bug, though. I have done some work on the hard map. because that had become easy. So we've gone back and made it a little bit harder now. But I don't know if I'll be able to. I think I'll leave that, and you guys can play that for yourself and experience that for yourself when the patch is out. So the one thing I did want to open up is the crypts. Okay. Duvikin is asking, so can you plant trees? Don't know if you can, but you need seeds, which at the moment are only dropped by things like spiders and spiders' dens, boars, bears, and other things. That is temporary. There's a long debate going on in the forum. We have numerous options available to us, including, for example, having them as a tradable good through the marketplace. We have also added into these the updates to the maps where a merchant will come along and offer to sell you some seeds, so you can take those and get an instant boost to your seed count. So it's sort of like as if you were trading on the marketplace, but just using the tech that we've got right now to provide a temporary workaround to the tree replanting issue. In fact, I could probably show you that. Let me go ahead and show you that now. So we'll jump into the. Well, I think actually we can jump into the ice map. So let's do that. So not the ice map, the hard map, the tundra one. Okay.
Yep.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cheat and I don't know if... right, okay, I need to build a building, so just give me a second.
A building has been constructed.
Yes, I can, alright. So I think when I reach culture 200... Oh, and gold. There we go. All right. So you can see, traveling west from the grasslands is offering you as a power. Oh, there's a double space. I need to make a note of that. Double space. Okay, so we can either accept or decline that. So I'm going to accept. Our gold should go down to 900. And if I open our inventory, don't know what that is. Oh, culture, okay. Yeah, that wouldn't happen during normal gameplay. So let's accept, and then we've got 20 seeds, which our woodcutters then will be able to go ahead and plant. So there are various temporary ways around it. Still a bit loud, isn't it? Okay. Oh. Something's coming. Oh, right, okay, yeah. So as I said, I've scripted it to be a little bit more challenging. So now, when we pass, I think it's 200 culture, we will get a visit.
Think you can outrun me?
Let's actually focus on
My
him.
pleasure.
All right, dear.
I think we might even win this, actually. Which is amazing considering we've got no armor. Okay. And it gets worse than that, so it will get progressively tougher and tougher. So that should be an interesting play. I've not yet been able to play it all the way through because we're just waiting for this internal bug to be fixed. But that should provide for some more replayability. I've also... Ooh, we nearly lost the supply wagon. That would have been game over.
Right away.
I'm not going to play this much longer. There's more than what's just happened there. We've tweaked a few areas and opened up a few options. So that is definitely something to play with. I won't go ahead and show you too much more. You guys can play around with that. Oh, right. While I remember, let's give you some armour.
A woman's work is never done. Be right there, darling.
And you can come
Busy, busy, busy.
to here. So we fixed some things like the flickering areas where there were flickering snow. I'm also going to try running all the way through. So we fixed all of the navigation and the chest issues that we were having in this zone. She's going to need quite a lot of healing to make it through here, I think, so I'm just cheating. Nothing quite like a train, is there? So we'll be preventing this in future, because certain characters will gain crowd control abilities, so they'll be able to, you know, stun you and... so you can now cross over this, which you couldn't before, and if we send her down, all the way down here, so that all works now. And I don't know if we can make it back.
Our village is under attack.
Did she make it back, or did she just die? She just died, didn't she? Because I sent her back. Oh well. All right. So the issue that we were having over here, that is now fixed as well, as are all of these chests. All right. So back to the starter area. Okay. Let me quickly catch up. If you guys are watching this, you should know that there are going to be some spoilers. Let's see. Stone was saying, I feel like some tutorial messages should be more automatic. Like when placing your wagon, it should tell you about building placement instead of... well, yeah, there are different ways to tackle it. We've done this way for now. It may change in the future. But we needed like a short-term tutorial to help people figure out how to play the game if they were just firing up for the first time. Is the giant skeleton going to play a role in the Withering Dead? I've beaten him in the crypts. Okay, well, that's the point. We've actually changed that as well. So let's go ahead and jump into that map. So we have changed it now so that if you, in the editor, you scale up monsters, they will then move at an appropriately faster rate than they were. So previously I think they were like gliding and it looked very weird, and yeah. Skeletons will be broken in this, just to make you aware of that. Again, it is an internal dev build, it is not what's on Steam right now.
Our village is under attack.
Alright, so let's go and just get equipped. Now, if you don't like spoilers, then turn away, because I'm going to run through this level.
My pleasure.
All right, dear. Right away.
Alright, so...
On my way.
what I will say...
Ta-ta.
We've had a little bit of scripting to this area. So I said the skeletons were broken at the moment. They will be updated after this stream. Okay, I can get all those. Let's go ahead. Get out of there, guys. Yeah, big fat spoiler alert.
Okay.
Okay. A woman's work is never done. Be right there, darling.
Now what?
My pleasure.
Right, here's a big spoiler. So switch off now. I'm in the process of adding some scripting to this level to make it a little bit more interesting. We're obviously waiting on the Withering Dead characters to be set up. So, like Mordric, Lilith, Bonefinger, the zombies, those sorts of things. We're waiting on putting those in. We will be adding those hopefully shortly after 0.3.0. Okay.
On my way.
Let's grab
What now? Ta-ta.
a character. Let's go over here.
Really?
All right, and we're using Workbench to do a little bit of scripting. This is an example of one of the triggers that's working. So books and scrolls lay scattered on the floor. Someone was in a hurry and looking for something. Take a closer look. Tucked behind one of the books on the shelf is a talisman adorned with markings of the dead. Picking it up, you feel a shiver down your spine as if someone walked on your grave. And if we look in the inventory, we now have a talisman. Now, previously, you couldn't equip these, which you can now, although there's no effect on this one at the moment. But you can now. Rings work, but so do now necklaces, as of today. Right, so that's another change we've made.
Busy, busy, busy. All right, dear.
I am just going to zoom ahead to the area that
Okay.
I'm interested in.
My pleasure. On my way. Ta-ta. Yep.
Oh dear. Oh well, strike one. Eric, fill those up.
Really?
Grab their gear.
Okay.
A woman's work is never done. Think you can
Go and take those out. Question, you made the floors more accurate, or how do they work above cliffs? Are floors more reliable walking surfaces? It depends compared to when. I think they are. I mean, we've seen some crazy things.
My pleasure. On my way.
All right, I'm just working
Be
my way
right there,
through here.
darling. Ta-ta.
Prepare to die.
So it's a little bit sparse, this dungeon at the moment. As I say, the content will be added fairly early within the 0.3.x release cycle. So like alpha, let's see, 18, 19 or 20, something like that.
Really? Okay. My pleasure.
Right, so we talked about scaling monsters. So this is the large skeleton that we're talking about. As I say, skeletons are broken, don't worry too much about that.
On
But
my
they now
way.
move a lot faster.
Busy, busy, busy.
Alright, proportionate to their
Ta-ta.
size.
All right,
He's actually
dear.
attacking me. It's fairly easy to destroy at the moment. Oh, ah! Lost him. Die. It's fairly easy to defeat at the moment because we haven't got the nodes at the moment to bump
What
up
now, really?
stats like level and things of monsters.
Okay.
Oh, I better keep that open.
Right
All right,
away.
this is a new section. Now, this is going to be using a little bit of flicker here, but we're not bothered about that.
My
We'll fix that in
pleasure.
time. This is using the new Grasslands Cave Kit.
On my way.
So let's just
Okay.
go a little bit into here.
Ta-ta.
Okay,
Really?
let's go ahead.
A woman's work is never done.
Okay.
I ain't no damsel. Time for a bruising.
So it's a really good base kit for setting up cave-like dungeons. I'll just heal myself because I'll be poisoned. In this instance, we've made a spider lair, but it's also going to be used for Bonefinger, the dragon. And we'll be adding more props to this and changing it a little bit.
My pleasure.
Be right there,
On my
darling.
way.
Busy, busy, busy.
I know we talked
Ta-ta.
about scale
All right,
spiders,
dear.
so now they are
Really? Okay.
a
My
lot
pleasure.
faster moving. We've also added hit animations. I don't know if we'll get to see one or not. They still need a little bit of work. No, okay, I'm not sure if we saw them. Maybe if you saw a little bit of glitching, you'll... I don't think we're going to see it on this one. As the timing needs a little bit of improvement on them, but we are starting to add some reaction animation. So we'll be adding things like knockdown, stun, knockdown, stun, not knockback. What's the other one? I can't remember what the other ones are now. Yeah, I know. Feared or cowering and
On my
reactions
way.
like that to make it more interesting.
Right away.
Ta-ta.
Right, so this is just...
Okay. A woman's work is never done.
oh, I hate that line. I'll change
Be
that.
right there, darling.
We'll also be changing the depth fog. So we won't get this banding anymore. Goose McDucks is asking, are you working on nodes to pause the game? Nope. Any particular reason why I would need that? Once we maybe look at a tactical cam, then it may be required, but no, not at the moment. Will you be adding a campaign with missions and quests and such? Yes, is the answer to that. So, Workbench is the primary driver of that. It enables us to deliver faction-based storyline, branching storyline as well, and a campaign-like feel. So very much like the original tutorial, we're now able to actually do that within Sandbox. So that
Busy.
players who were wanting that, and in this year's player satisfaction survey, we also asked that question again. There's obviously a big interest in the RPG side of the game and in a campaign-based storyline, and that's really what all the faction storylines are. Now, we're using all the same tools that you guys have access to be able to deliver that. So if we can deliver that, you guys can deliver that. And actually, even though we've not offered any guidance on that, there's already a community-created map with some voice acting, some fan voice acting, available in the Steam Community Forum. So go pop along to the Community Forum, have a look on the right side under Community Maps and Content, and you'll be able to have a look at some links there. We're all starting to see some crazy things up here as well. Like today I came across a video, and let me just go ahead and jump across to it now. See if we can find it. Just bear with me a second while I scale this up so I can see. Oh, can I actually go to a... Perhaps I can't go from this. Let's see. Let me open one up.
Villagers are in need of bread.
A second. I think I wanted to share this because it was just crazy. It was by Scumlaren. I don't want to show this. Let's pause. All right, let's see if we can get this go. Yes, I can. So this is, I think this came out today. This video as a community fan made map that's working on. And it was great. I mean, I shared the link with the team, and it was very impressive that somebody's been able to do this just with the rock props. But yeah, I think there's some real innovation going on, and it's fantastic to see the community using props completely as they weren't intended to be used. Let's close that down. So Scumler is here in the Hangout, and he's pasted a link to the map. So we'll definitely check that out after. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that. Okay, so let's go into the editor and take a look at some of the kits and the changes. Now then, did I miss a chat there? Any word on customizable keybinds? I dislike the fact that I can't use mouse scroll wheel by zooming when I'm about to place. Streamer, are you left-handed by any chance? There is a way to change the key binding, which is to go in and change the keymap.json file. It's just a text file. If you go ahead and search for that, I think there's also some information on it in the community forums. You can remap it that way. It's not, you know, ideal, and in time we will be adding the UI in to do that. But there is a short-term workaround if you do need to remap the keys. Okay, just let me catch up on chat. All right, have a quick drink. And let's go ahead and open that map that we were just playing. Okay, so I talked about the scripting of triggers. So if you remember, we walked in here, I think I was facing this way, we walked in here and walked down here, and then we had a pop-up. So let's go ahead and look at that. So we've got a trigger, which is set to this trigger box here. This is our trigger here. And then we have a gate, because a gate is like a flip-flop. So we want to prevent the trigger from triggering once certain conditions have been met. So in this case, when they take a closer look, what we do is we add the inventory item that we want, and then we just wrap up the conversation. When they click OK, this wire here is actually going to the block. So the gate, it then gets closed, and when we trigger, the trigger fires again, it won't get passed through. There are other ways to do it, not quite in this setup, but you could use a once node, for example, and then that would only pass through once. Sorry for the noise, somebody outside. Okay, now what I wanted to do, I wanted to go ahead and look at some of the kit reorganization that we've done. So, looking up the list, so there's the Grassland Caves kit that I mentioned. So that was the spider's lair. If I just zoom over here, that's what we've used to, let's get rid of that and that. That's what we've used to make this little area here. Now, in the previous patch, a number of alphas were missing. So we've now added a spider patch that has the cobwebs and also a spider's egg in there. And I've used those. You can see those dotted around there. We have bones. So I think bones were possibly taken out last patch. I can't remember. But they're added back in now, have their own kit. The reason for that is because you want to use bones all over the place. So what we've done is we've optimized the textures and everything and given them their own space, so you can use those wherever you like now. Water effects, they're the missing water alphas. So for like fast running water and rapids and things like that, they are back. Needs a change here, needs an R adding in, so it's Mordric. But this is a rusty pipe. So this, we're going to be using this kit to create Mordric's sandal factory, magic sandal factory. I've not played with it. This is the first time, apart from seeing the icons, it's the first time I'll have actually got to play with it. So I'm going to have a quick play with that during the stream and see what we can produce there. It won't be this particular map, but it will be something similar to this map that I will be editing. I'm just trying to figure out where I am. All right, okay, yeah, I'll get my orientation right. That's up here. But we'll play around in this environment. We'll just save it off and have a quick look to see how that looks. All right, so what else have we got? I think that's the main reorganization. Yeah. Okay, so some missing props added back in, some changes. Let's have a look in the lights. I want to talk about lights. So lights now, if we add a blue light into our scene, if I now scale it, I can change the range of the light. Just be very careful though, because large lights can become expensive. Because anything that it touches will be required to have an additional draw calls. Alright. So that's quite useful to have control over that. In time, it would also be nice to control intensity as well. But we can only do so much in one go. Okay, systems. What's happened in systems? Well, we now have a point. Let's bring this close. So points are useful for use with Workbench when you're ordering NPCs to move somewhere. So we can actually rotate this round and set it to a position in the world. So let's say we want it to be down here. Just pull up the inspector. 225. So it's now the point is actually in the middle. If I just deselect that, close that. The point is in the middle of the arrow, which the reason why that is because it's easier to rotate when it's in the middle. I did argue for it to be here, but usability wise it's a bit strange. So anyway, but there is a little red marker inside, and you'll soon get the hang of it. Okay. And then what you would do is you would go ahead and you would add a position node, and you could say use selected because we've got the point. We could also get the rotation. Same thing, and then we could say order move. So you get a character, so maybe like a spawned character node. You could feed that into the target, and you tell them that you want to move there, and you can either tell them to be walking or running. So that's the purpose of points. I think I covered triggers in... Oops, just need to move it up a little bit across. I covered triggers in a previous stream, but they are now both working. So we have a sphere trigger and we have a box trigger. And then hopefully in time we'll be able to do non-uniform scales on this, so you'll be able to drag this face out this way, and so you can better fit it to environments like that. But same for colliders as well. All right. Let me catch up on chat and questions. Stonewood, my key map file is still empty. Yeah, if you delete it, Stonewood, and then well, exit the game first, then delete it, then start the game up, it should get regenerated. Yeah, so the Goose McDucks, the list of kits is growing. This is using an old UI system actually that needs updating to use the new UI. As part of that, we are likely to introduce some sort of search and maybe folders. So, for example, we've got folders in this way, and we may well implement something like that. So it's almost like a file browser sort of thing, with a searchability as well. So there'll be some improvements coming. There aren't that many at the moment that you know, you don't know where things are. But yes, it will become a problem in the future the more and more kits that we add. But as I said, we'll be changing the UI for that. All right, so let me go ahead and grab that pipe kit. And let's have a look at some of that. Let's go into, I don't know, this room here. Let's see what we've got. So some sort of big beam thing, various columns. Oh, I can see what they are. This looks like some storage boxes. Let's just put those against a wall over there. Just a reminder that if you need more precise positioning, you can change your snap here. So if, at the moment this is snapping to 1. I'll just make it a bit bigger, so let's change it to 5. And you can turn it to 3 if you want exact positioning. Same for rotation as well. Alright, so you can now freely position. Oops, so that's got rotational snapping on, set to 1/8. I don't know, we'll just dump it there for the time being. See what else we've got. Some sort of raised grid floor. Let's I don't know, park that in there for now. Probably a bit steep. Alright, so just some flooring. Floor damaged. Okay, and that's designed. This is probably when you want to leave tiling on, not tiling, snapping on, because it's designed to align. So we could, for example, duplicate. Oh, I've got the right thing selected. Duplicate that piece. I could move it to here. And that's all designed to snap together. Alright. What else we've got? Pipe connector. I guess the pipe's designed to go into that because the faces aren't internally there. So let's go ahead and grab a pipe piece. I will rotate that round. No, not that one. Z. Okay. That looks kind of big, so I am going to turn off snapping on that so I can better place it. I might scale that down, but we'll... I don't know if snapping has been set up on these and I'm using them incorrectly, or I don't know, maybe the snap is set up on those. Let's see, we've got some sort of, oh, we've got a mount. What's that? Alright. Pipe mount. Not sure what that is, so we'll have to provide some reference level in the future, so you'll be able to see how we intended these pieces to be made. That doesn't mean to say you have to use them that way, as we're seeing in some of the maps. Question, can Workbench disable an object stroke character in the scene? Just like you can uncheck a game object in Unity without deleting it so that you can reactivate it at a certain time. Half Voxel will answer that question. I imagine it will be added. If it's not in already, then it will be added. Okay, and Donios is asking, are we ever going to see kind of traps? Yes, some work has been done on traps. They did require triggers to work. Triggers have only just been added and are functioning properly in this patch, or my last patch, can't remember. Last patch, I think. So we needed to get triggers up and working, and for that we needed Workbench. So we're now in a position that we can actually start thinking about implementing traps, and that will add, of course, more interest to dungeons. Any chance you can copy the inspector information when you duplicate an object, so you don't have to redo removing snapping? Oh, I see. Right. So if we turn off snapping here and I duplicate, right? Okay, I see. Yeah. Yes, I imagine we can. Yeah. If you, the best thing to do for that is to raise. I think go to suggestions in the forum. Just do a quick post in there saying about when duplicating objects, can you also duplicate the snapping values, and then we can track that and get a resolution. During the Steam's possibly not the best place to request it, because it's not the best place for me to write stuff down. Okay, all right. see what else we've got. Pipe end. Oh, that's a big one. I guess that would go against a wall like that. And we've got various pulleys. Oh, look at that, an animated piece. Lovely job there. Let's rotate that around 90 degrees. And I guess we need to put that onto, holding onto something. We got big ones, or so that's a static one. And that's a different one. This has got chain. So presumably we could get the chain piece. I think there's a chain piece in. Let's go and have a look. I wonder if actually there's chains. There's a pulley. Let's go ahead and look at that. Ah, here we go. Right, okay. So I guess that's for like hanging from the. That seems to be rocking as well. Now I wonder if the chain is included in here. It doesn't appear to be. So we would have to grab that. There is a chain in the no, it's the dungeon, the classic dungeon, is it? Classic dungeon. Chains clanging apparently. I don't know if it would work. Let's turn free positioning on. Probably look a bit weird because it's not, you know, not moving and stuff. But no, there are some chains and whatnot. So let's go back into Mordrick's factory. Let's see what else we've got. Pipe connectors. A couple of different pipe connectors actually. So let's go down here. Take a look. So that just appears to be a large one. So I imagine we have to scale up the pipe to put that in, given that there are no internal faces. So that is expecting something going into it. Some sort of pipe. A pipe corner. Woohoo! Okay, right. Let's rotate that around 180 degrees. This is like a massive pipe corner. Maybe that's the wrong scale. I don't know. Maybe it's the right scale. I'll experiment anyway. Our art director's probably watching, like swearing his head off right now. Oh no, that's not. That's near so bad. Yeah, there we go. All right. I mean, I'd have to scale everything to map, and I really probably should be using snapping because I think everything would go together a lot easier if I did that. Okay. Pipe mount. We've got one of these pipe mounts. That looks like a clamp to put on a wall, so you'd maybe have. Well, I mean, not in this piece you wouldn't, but I don't know, maybe meant to be a bit bigger than that, I'm not really sure. It seems a bit like it's made for a Y, not a Y, what's a specific shape, but I don't know, maybe not. It's interesting, anyway. Pipe straight, we've got a broken section of pipe. Let's have a look at that. Right, so that looks more appropriate, doesn't it? So let's move that across. I don't know, maybe not. I need a little bit of practice with this anyway to familiarise myself, and then I can actually do something with it. So we've got a broken pipe. Straight half. Got some sort of factory stairs. So right, okay, yeah. They rotate round and then down, and then presumably. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so they're obviously not designed to do exactly that. So let's... Is there some sort of trim piece? Ah, there is. Look, we've got trim pieces there. I guess, yeah, okay, right. So I guess they would go something like, let's put them the right way around. Actually, I guess that would use this one here. Sorry, it's getting a bit cluttered in here, isn't it? But never mind. Let's move that one over. That out of the way. Oh, maybe I did have that in the right place. Never mind. Do we have a trim half? We do. Oh, it was this way around we wanted it, wasn't it? There we go. There's a trim half. Because snap's turned on, that's a lot easier. Let's move that out of the way. Duplicate that up. Oh, let's get this big ass wheel thing out of the way. Oh, right, okay. I understand now, I think. I think this would go... No, will it go this way around? But that big ass pipe, wherever it was, like this thing, because I scaled it down and it was massive before, so I guess it's designed for that. All right, be nice to have some rivets on this. I don't know if that, yeah, might look better. So I guess that's that for that piece. Let's get rid of it for now. Group that together. Put it there. So that was stairs. What are these ones? Let's have a look at this one. This looks like a shallower one, so if you want something a little bit shorter. Yeah. Okay. But we can make ourselves a little factory, which is what we need. Tank. What's tank? Well, I mean, I can see what it is, but... Oh, it's a gargantuan piece of pipework. So a piece like that I would definitely use in the distance, or where you can't get access. So it was a piece of background art, really. But good stuff. Looks like we've got some good pieces there. And that's what we need to be able to make Mordrick's Magic Sandal Factory. And once we've got that, then we can add in the script that's been written. We've got the voice actors lined up for that. So and we've got all of the characters made, apart from Brom. So yeah, hopefully once we've got 0.3.0 out of the way, we can crack on and get some of this content in and get on with creating some RPG questing. All right, and of course, yeah, we'll need some sandals, some sandal props. Good stuff. All right. So, questions time. If you guys have got anything that you want me to look at, then please let me know, and we can go ahead. This is a very unstructured part of the stream. So if you've got any questions, then fire away and I'll try my best to answer. What I've noticed we didn't have, though, is any music. So let's see. Let's bring that back up. And let's just start them randomly. Okay. Is that a real sandal factory there? Well, it's a fantasy game, and it makes magic sandals, and he's from the plane of shadows, so I guess it's not real. We would like to see heroes, of course. The question is, yeah, see, I had hoped to get those into 0.3, but we just haven't had time. But there are now several, including ones that haven't been published on the website yet. So, for example, we have the Goblin Hero and we have the Toadkin Hero. And they haven't been edited publicly yet. We also have the Goblin Behemoth, and we have the Toadkin Behemoth, which is being painted today. Let me think what else there is. Yeah, so there are definitely more characters lining up, plus the characters that we've already put on the website, which aren't yet available in the editors. So there's quite a lot once we've actually shipped this, because this release has been very much about the tutorial, workbench, building upgrades, so the tier 2 and tier 3 building upgrades, and bug fixing and general improvement. There's only so much that we can fit into each patch. There's only so many days in each month. But yeah, that is the next thing, the next priority, excuse me, is to start getting in some of the heroes, the special abilities, all the sounds, the visual effects, and then using those and getting the RPG content in, and actually being able to script all of this with the Withering Dead storyline and the Cladefolk storyline. So there's Nara, the Earth Mother, who's the leader of the Cladefolk, and Melody. There's the Spriggan. Reminds me, there's a Spriggan that has not been shown publicly yet. That is ready to be added into the game. So there's all of that as well. So yeah, there's a lot of characters actually that are ready to go in, but I can't share them right at this second. I think when we're going to share them, I want to share them in game and really show them with all their abilities and sound effects and everything, and voice acting, of course. Could the Aztec pyramid on the swamplands be a portal to some kind of crypts in Tolkien style? Yep, absolutely. Let's go there now. And then that's one thing I need to do actually, is rip out the interior, because it's a bit wasteful. So if we go in here, if you remember, oh, it was months ago now, I was messing around and building all of this interior. This won't be here. This is an exterior map. Let's just get out. In fact, I'll just turn off colliders and I can go straight through the walls. And turn back on again. Yeah, all of the interior won't be there. We'll have a portal, so if we go ahead to the systems map and we put in like a door portal. Yeah, something like that. And that's what you're likely to see. So if you send up here, and then you'll go in here and you'll be able to travel, and then that will load in an interior. So where are we? Turn that off. So then you would drop into a map that was built with interiors. I don't know, say perhaps like that. And we'll be, as we're introducing the Toadkin faction storyline, we'll be adding props and really dressing the set. So at the moment, really what we've got is for the interiors, we've just got sort of exterior props, and we've got all the wooden facades with the painted bricks and stuff. And what we really need to do is add in the cultural flavour to really sell the Toadkin. Okay. Stonewood, we'll have to see what the boots actually do. Will quest and variables be transferable between maps? Right, so like global variables, yeah, we will obviously need something like that. Workbench will be, let's go into one that's actually got some scripts in it. Well, it doesn't matter so much, I suppose. We can go in here. So we'll be providing access to global variables. This doesn't necessarily work at the moment. I don't know if the global, actually, maybe our Foxel could verify that. But the plan is, yes, you will be able to set, and we've got getters as well. So you'll be able to set and actually get whatever global variable you want, so that scripts will work across maps. Let's see, are minions going to be balanced, or is it like the wood imps are stronger than zombies but stronger than skeletons? Are minions going to be balanced, or is it like the wood imps are? Well, I guess we'll face that when we start getting to balance them. At the moment, they're not even in the game, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I think the plan is to, because we've got to take into account special abilities as well. So wood imps might have an ability that say zombies don't, so we have to also take that into account in the balancing. But in terms of an overall hierarchy, then you have your leaders, you have your heroes, you have your behemoths, and you have your sort of like workers. They would be about the same. And you also have like your warrior units as well and stuff like that. So they would be about the same challenge levels. Okay. Keep your questions coming. I won't do that on stream. I'll rip that out later. That's a job for another time. Question from Kinosiman. Let's say it's that. Sorry if I've said your alias wrong. Will the tools allow you to be able to edit unit values and special abilities? You can actually mod those at the moment. So special abilities are set up in JSON files, which are just plain text files. So eventually we will probably provide some guide to that, so that you could do that. It's unlikely that you would set those in the editor, I think. We will see. But that's something that we will detail later on. Obviously we need to add all of the special abilities in at the moment. But the way we've structured it is that it will be moddable, and you can do that. In terms of the technical implementation of how we communicate quest status across maps and stuff, we'll cross that bridge when we're not far off actually being able to tackle that. So that's the next thing after we've added in all the heroes and NPCs, is to then be able to link maps together so that you can go from, say, the grasslands, go to the desecrated cathedral, enter the portal there, and then go into the dungeon. So that's next on the list. Well, not next on the list, it's the one after the heroes and everything. I will be updating the roadmap on the website. I tend to do that once a month. About now, actually, so we'll be doing that. Okay. Let's go ahead and play a little bit. I'll do a time check actually first. All right, we're okay, we're fine. So let's go ahead and try. try this map.
Yep. My pleasure.
Actually, I'm not going to start there. I'm going to go
On
up
my
here.
way. Ta-ta.
Let's turn off this as we go. Come on, wee people. Chop chop.
All right, dear.
So that's the thing, you don't have to start in the starter area. Now, obviously, the level designer is going to have given you a helping hand with the placement of...
A building has been constructed.
Right
Okay.
away.
berry bushes and things like that. But I would start here. Just got to wait for some logs to be chopped, because we've only got 10. And as soon as we've done that, we can build a woodcutter's hut. One more. Yeah, good. Thank you. And let's build that there.
What now? My pleasure.
All right, my love. Okay.
And you crack on and build that. Okay, another question. Will there be some kind of relations tab be implemented that you can see how your relations are with factions and what you need to do for them and what you can ask them to do? I think that is likely to be in the civics menu.
Construction completed.
Huh?
Let's go ahead and let's get them.
Yes, my
Yeah,
dear?
so obviously in each biome there are 2 factions that will be helping, and obviously there are numerous maps off of those and dungeons and things. So once you help one faction, you'll obviously be working against the other faction, so your faction standing will change. That that opens up the option for more engagement with the faction that you have a higher standing with. So we haven't defined exactly the scope of what we're going to cover there. It'd be nice to do some things, but I'm not going to talk about those just yet. I seem to remember you do not have fishing places near the top. Aha. I've added some. I've added little bits and pieces just to make the map a little bit easier. Okay, so I could probably actually get another one of those woodcutters, and then I want to get my first cottage down. I don't want to lose anything because resources are obviously scarce on this map. How ready is 0.3 for public release? Not far off at all. There are well, there's one bug. As I say again, this is an internal dev build, and I'm like to hit it, and performance will start grinding to a halt. It's not related to performance. It's just console output being spammed due to a sound system thing. So that will get fixed. What we're going to do is I'm probably going to invite a couple of the most active community members to access a private beta so that they can have a play around with it and we can find out any sort of remaining bugs, and then we are looking for a release probably next week. Will the system be locked to 2 factions, or will map creators be able to add more? Well, we'll have to set. We'll be using Workbench to achieve all of this, so there's no reason why you couldn't write
completed.
goblins versus, say, Werfu monks or something like that. Without trying it, I wouldn't know what if you would hit any sort of hurdles that would prevent you. We will see, and the community is going to come up with all that stuff anyway. So we will see, and we'll address it when we cross that bridge. Okay, Given this is the snow map, I think everybody's about to die. Probably quite badly, because we need some food. Let's go ahead, press that down. Oh, another improvement. You notice that the cornerstones are down, but these ones don't have them. Because
New settlers have arrived.
So I think there's one active community member that absolutely hated the cornerstones. These things here. So they now vanish when the building is complete. Now the deers will be alright. I should probably actually demote one of these because need them to hurry up.
A building has been constructed.
Something to do?
Alright, and I think...
Yes, Petal. All right, dear.
On my way.
A woman's work is never done.
I got my ex. I'm on it.
Be right there, darling.
Ta-ta.
Hmm? That's weird.
I can do that.
Maybe we've killed him already. No, I don't think we have.
Boy, you best not be messing with
Don't
me.
trust this. There should be a...
Busy, busy, busy.
something
All right,
wandering
dear.
about here.
Right
he
away.
gone?
I've got the set.
That's suspicious.
Really?
Maybe he's just not spawned yet.
Right away.
Alright, well,
Okay.
we'll crack on.
Okay.
Crack on. Could an underwater level be a thing? Unlikely, because we'd need swimming animations for characters. I think that's a step. That's going to be a step too far. That's going to take too much time and resources to make. Any changes to building upgrades since last week? Yep, costs are added. So you now have to meet the culture requirements and the costs.
Our village needs to expand and gain more culture before we can do that.
Alright. So that's all now in place. There are some things that aren't going to be ready for 0.3, so they're really the reasons for upgrading your buildings. What we're going to do is, first thing, when you upgrade your building, if it's a production building, the boundary is going to expand and capture more resources. So the expanded boundary research is going to be removed from the research section. Obviously the number of workers that it supports increases. So for example, the barracks supports 4 soldiers at tier 1, 8 at tier 2 and 12 at tier 3. So the more workers get more done, produce more output. The next thing is that we will tie research to tiers, so it will introduce the equivalent of a tech tree, so you can only research more advanced things as your village is progressing. And finally, crafting options may also require a certain tier of building. Now, as I say, they won't be in for 0.3, so upgrades will seem a bit... I guess them, apart from the number of workers upgrades, they will not have all of their reasons for upgrading in, but we will be adding those soon enough. Okay, so probably doing really bad. Oh, actually, I'm doing all right. Hunger is not too bad. So the fishing, I think what I want to do is go ahead. How are we doing on culture? 41. Still a ways to go. We're all right for a bit. So let's put a hunting lodge down. I think it's probably all right to go there. Oh, I know what we need in the other house. Let's build that there. Also, enemies advance. I'm not sure what you mean. Can you elaborate, please? If you
Construction completed.
watching the stream for the first time, then please pop along to twitch.tv/GamesFoundry and give us a follow, clicking the purple heart that's below the stream video, or to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GamesFoundry and give us a follow on there. You can also follow us on Twitter, which is @GamesFoundry, or twitter.com/GamesFoundry. And finally, there's the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/folktale game. Alright. Still building that, so I'm still waiting on population. So changes to this area. We've updated the quarry and the iron mine, so now they are showing the snow version rather than
Building completed.
pulling from the version that's in the grasslands. Alright. Come on, I need some people.
Yep.
You go ahead. Now this is usually where I start encountering that bug, but we will see how far we can get. So let's go ahead and build, if we can, a butchery. Right, we need 100 iron, so instead let's go, sorry for the spinning around, let's go ahead and build blacksmith. Let's just zoom up a little bit, make sure that we're in range. Okay, good. A little bit of flicker there that I've got to correct.
Villagers are in need of bread.
Bread? Alright. Oh, enemies getting stronger while you progress. Okay. That is a system that we're going to have to look at. And I think we're likely to look at it when we start getting the faction storylines in there. I think the same is going to be said about the loot system as well, and how we're going to manage that. So yeah, some sort of auto scaling. We've done some thought on that and some planning, and looked at, you know, some other games and where they've been let down and where others have succeeded, and hopefully we've got a model that works for that. And that is something that we'll be looking at in time. The alternative, of course, is to use Workbench to be able to set the stats and pace progression that way.
New villagers have arrived.
Will there be a limit on how many soldiers/heroes you can take into a dungeon? Yeah, 4. So your hero party is always 4. Well, not always 4, up to 4, I should say. So you could actually enter a dungeon with 1 hero.
A building has been constructed.
All right, so you
All
guys
right, my love.
get cracking with some of that iron ore. Okay, here they come. So that should give me enough iron ingots to be able to complete the butchery. Or, I don't know, maybe 2 off actually. I think they bring back 14. Quick, reward. I didn't get that in time, did I? Rats.
Our village has attracted new settlers.
Oh, well, in that case, let's have another one. Let's have another 2. To work. Hey, Zigmal. Thanks for joining us. A bit late. Not that much longer left of the stream. No. There are other folks around. Yeah, so I'll talk about the hero system. As you meet heroes, so you'll be out adventuring, exploring, and so on. You will meet heroes and interact with them, probably do quests for them, and then they will agree to work for you. And then when you are leaving your village map and going into another quest map, you will be able to confirm your party. So if you've met more than 4 heroes, you'll be able to actually swap your party around using a hero selection screen. But it will be always a maximum of 4 heroes that you take. The air blower is animated now. The air blower. Oh yes, the bellows. Oops. Not sure I should be able to get. Oh, did I turn off colliders on this map? I think I might have. Yes, okay. Error. Turn on colliders on the snow map. That was my mistake. Right. Let's go ahead and build a butchery. Let's place it next to our hunting lodge. Yeah, so let me zoom down again. Where were we? It was over here, wasn't it? Yep, so the bellows are now animated. Number of buildings actually have had their animations added. And there's more still to add. So will you ever be able to move the Peasants' City Watch to other maps? My inkling at the moment is no. But you never know where we take things in the future.
Construction completed.
Alright, so let's go ahead, train a butcher. We've got meat in, so Walter, he should go
Villagers
ahead.
are in need of vegetables.
He's actually going to get some salmon. Alright, fair enough. Another reason to upgrade your buildings as well is it'll
A
provide...
supply of bread is running low.
It'll provide access to different production. So, Tier 1 fishing hut, for example, might just produce fish steaks. Tier 2 might produce fish soup, but that might require, say, herbs and water from the well, and that will have it will fill your villagers' bellies more and make them happier. But if you haven't got those ingredients, then it will fall back to just the fish steaks. And then at Tier 3, I can't remember what it was actually off the top of my head. Fish soup and can't remember. Well, for the butchery, let's think. There was just meat steaks, meat pies, and heck, I can't remember at the moment. But yeah, each tier will have increasingly complex things that they can manufacture, combining resources in from other buildings. So we've also been discussing about the reintroduction of the cows. If you remember the cows from the original tutorial, they will produce dairy products, so milk, butter, and cheese. And then butter, for example, will be used in pie making, and so on and so forth. Beef stew, I think it might well have been beef stew. Double beef stew. No chicken soup or chicken broth. Right, where are we at? What's our... Right, we should really go ahead and get a windmill. This is one thing I think we're going to change, is that at the moment you can build a windmill and wheat fields and things, and it seems a little bit weird in, if you ask me, in the... that's the edge of the map that I reached, so let's go ahead and put it here. It feels a little bit weird to me, so I think you should maybe, if you build them, either not allow them to be built or freeze the crops when they are built. Let's just go ahead and plunk down some fields. Right, I'm pretty sure that bug has now happened because the sound has died. You noticed? So, yeah, and I can see the stutter as well. So I'm pretty sure that we've hit that audio bug now, which makes it... I think I can proceed. It just means that we're not going to have any audio in the game. We'll see how far we get, actually. There you go. Thanks very much for the host. Okay. As I say, that bug. This is an internal dev build. I'll say it again for the benefit of those joining. It's an internal dev build. It's got a couple of bugs in it. They will be fixed prior to the release of 0.3, which is Alpha 17. When this is finished, we should get rid of the cornerstones, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so they should vanish. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and they've gone. Let's go ahead and train that woodcutter as a farmer. Oh, that's another thing that we've fixed, so let's just cheat, I guess, now. The time has come to cheat, folks. So if you remember, there was a bug with the herbalist, so that is now fixed. Jump into that. Kind of need more peasants at the moment, so we need to, I don't know, maybe let's demote this woodcutter. Kind of a fatal decision to do when it's so cold. So when it's cold, the use of firewood increases. Anybody else I can do without temporarily? Oh, we can demote some of these guys. We don't need these. And they should run over and help out. I think you can probably redirect. You don't need to go there, do you? So they'll go ahead and build the herbalist then. Question about cavalry. If health is depleted, will the horse and the rider die, or can the rider also dismount but isn't as good on the ground than on a horse? We discussed this and we decided that we're going to kill... They're basically one unit. So the cavalry human cannot detach from the horse. So as a unit, when they die, they're dead. Just because it creates too many problems otherwise. Right, let's go ahead and grab you. So it was fixed. Now, one thing I have noticed, actually, one thing we have to keep our eye out for, if we just bring this guy up here and then turn his face away. So at the closest level, you'll notice that, and this is, no clouders. So he's got nothing on his back, but as I zoom out, he suddenly gets some little mushrooms on his back. So yeah, it's just a small thing that we need to fix as well. But make sure it's obviously that the character's been updated, and we were having problem when we fixed the LOD issues where they were all garbled and messed up. When we fixed that, of course, the model was updated. So we just need to update the highest detail one. Instead of planting food that grows in other seasons beside winter, why not change food that grows according to season? Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. So in this case, you wouldn't have access to the windmill and certain fields in winter, and you would have to find alternative sources that were perhaps rarer. So that's something that we're definitely considering. Is the current menu for building construction going to be the final UI, or are there plans to change it? In favour of what? or what don't you like about it? Because we're very open to feedback. If you don't like something, then tell us or make some suggestions, and we can look into it. Greenhouses. Oh, this doesn't have a greenhouse, does it? It's the next tier up. Oh, we're doing culture. Gosh, we're still only on 93 culture. I think the tier 2 buildings are enabled at 350 culture, so we've got a ways to go. A possibility may be that you can wait for X minutes and let some food that does not grow in your season be imported. Well, no. I think the marketplace will solve that, actually. That's what its purpose is. So you could have an abundance of, say, wood or stone or whatever, and you would actually have to trade that on the marketplace to get access to some of the other food stuffs that you were missing. And then that makes trade a more important aspect of the game. And that's something else, again, that we can deal with factions. So we could, for example, put trade opportunities with factions that you're friendly with, and then you could perhaps meet those orders, and that's how you can get hold of additional things. So there's all sorts of possibilities that we can do from that. This music that's playing, actually the desert music. Okay. Well, we haven't actually got. So we're cheat. Let's give ourselves. Alright, there we go. I just wanted the merchant to come along. Alright. Lovely. Give us those. Come here. Now we've got some seeds. This is going to look a bit weird, so we'll need some additional code to plant the right trees for the zone, because at the moment any type of tree is going to grow, which is a little bit weird. And possibly it pulls from the wrong atlases as well. Need pyramids in the desert. Nah, that's too close to human culture, that. When building within a village, the building constructor UI seems to blend into the background. Building within a village, at least to my eyes, there just isn't enough contrast when there are background buildings. Right, okay. Trees. We've got all these little saplings built around. Ooh, I haven't got any carrots. Let's give somebody some carrots. Actually, I'm not sure they're really going there, but still. I don't think anybody will get. I should probably have given them to the store, to the wagon. Actually, shouldn't I? There's that supply wagon. There we go. Got 120 now. Aye, 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 aye. Let's go in. I think we should probably get ready. Barracks. trees and stuff there. Let's go and build there. I think I need to make preparations. Let's cheat. So let's go ahead. Resources have just a little bit more. Okay. By the way, is it possible to change also the construction options according to the season, like having snow on the roofs? Not at the moment, although it is something that we've discussed. Let's. Oh, we've got a snowman there. I don't know if I can build one there, can I? Make it look a little bit more villagey. Alright, how are we doing on this? Come on. Help out. Why are they running back? Oh, I guess they need to go around. Alright. Oh, that's the point. That means I'm going to be vulnerable to attack from over here. Alright, so... coming up there, let's prepare some repeating crossbows. Let's see how we get on. Nearly built. They haven't come over here, have they? Oh, sorry, did I miss a question? Will you be able to name your village? Yes, I think we'd like to do that, yeah. There's several ways down, actually. I think we can build a mighty big wall. Alright, time to train. And obviously one thing that we needed is to be able to set the default. So let's change those to arbalists. And you guys as well. Change them to arbalists. Oh, damn. Just train those in time. Close. Interesting that they've gone for the buildings and not our guys. Alright, come up the top here. Naming a village will be able to help with multiple save games. Possibly, yeah. So that's something else we want to add as well. So if you've got a company of arbalists selected, if you just right click on them all, then it will easily space them out properly. And also patrol routes would be good as well. We should be able to take this guy through here. through here? Possibly not. There is a pathfinding issue at the moment, which will be fixed in time. Alright, how are we looking? Pretty groovy. Had a bug with my version that ranged attacks sometimes instant kill. Yeah, I've seen that as well. It's a bit weird, isn't it? It's still there at the moment. Let's go ahead and build a bit more in terms of walls. Go some more resources. I'm cheating, obviously, massively, but never mind. Can I build it there? Perhaps not. Looks like there's something blocking the way, so I can't do that anyway. Oh! That was a way through there, wasn't it? Alright, there is a way. Let's see how far we can take it. Can we build it there? I don't know if we'll ever be able to get down there. Let's go there. That should destroy that tree. Yes, it did. There we go. Alright. Crossing it. Crossing the mountains. And after the last update, mouse collision is weird. Some areas it's blocking for units to buildings. So yeah, that's known about. We can potentially solve that in time. Let's pick up the loot. We've still got that sound bug, so unfortunately we can't hear any of the in-game sounds. It is an internal dev build, so that will be fixed before the next patch release. I'm just waiting for an attack at the moment. Maybe I'll send somebody out. I'll send some cannon fodder out. Alright, cannon fodder. I shouldn't say cannon fodder. Scout. Scout. Will the tower ballista be manned in the future? No, it won't. Are snow ruins maybe going to be added in this map? It's a possibility. Oh, I'm going to have to run past them. Probably not going to like it. Run! I think they can actually run a bit faster, or maybe not. I want to get my eyes on what's going on. The performance dropping a little bit because of that bug, so it's spamming my error log. That's it. Come on. Get in there. That's it. You served your purpose. I've got visibility now. So walls will obviously be quite expensive, and this is another reason for upgrading, so that you can increase your resource output. Let's go ahead and build that to there, finishing off that wall. Oh, Winifred the Bruise. She served her purpose well. Okay, no, that's all in there. Because we've... well, let's fast forward. Let's say you're helping the Glacians, who are the other faction that are in the snow zone. If you've been helping the Glacians, at some point you will have peeved off the Werfu monks to such an extent that they will start attacking you. And that's what we should be getting soon. And they're going to start coming in increasing numbers. Now, we haven't done the Werfu behemoth at the moment, but what the behemoth will do is that when your gates are closed, they'll be able to break down and attack your gates. Alright, maybe it's going to be too long in coming. I have no idea what's going on in our village. Carbohydrates, they haven't got any bread, have they? Oh, they've got loads of... What I needed to build was a bakery, of course. Oh, yeah. Get a bakery going. Come on, waiting for you. I see a deer off in the distance. Nothing, not much else. Okay, never mind. So, doesn't look like the impending attack is going to happen, at least in the lifetime of this stream. It is now a good point for me to wrap up, which is a shame, because I was kind of hoping that they were going to come and attack. But I guess we're waiting on a timer. Question, reading through the forestry threads at the moment, put a post in regarding the seed generation problem. Right, okay. Yes, that is an ongoing debate. We've got, as I say, we've got multiple options to solve it. Culture are we at now? 247. Alright, let's go ahead and look what we need to upgrade that. Alright, so let's upgrade this to tier 2. And now we can recruit more, so let's go 1, 2, 3. We can't recruit Ismay because she would be our last peasant. Let's get some more folks on the walls. Still no sign of them. Alright. Up you go. Yeah, let's man the walls here. Actually, if we put them down here. Let's put them up on the walls instead. Here they come! Okay. Aye, aye. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I didn't see that there, so where are they going to be coming? I don't know if they're going to come this way. Let's meet them in the open field. Go, 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 go. They could be coming in the side. No, here they come. Alright. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Louise. Close the door. Run! Alright, they realise that they can't get in there now, so they're heading off to go the back way. So these have got no cost at the moment and no build time, so that's obviously something that we're going to change in the future as well. Ha 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 ha! Cannon fodder. You is dead, sucker. Alright. So, a little bit of fun, a little bit more challenge. I've obviously cheated a lot on this map for the interests of the stream. You guys shouldn't do that. You should play it, face the challenge. I think there's probably going to be more coming real soon. But yeah, thanks for joining us this stream. As I say, patch 0.3.0 or Alpha 17 will be out next week. So grab that and check it out, and we will see you next Wednesday for the next Dev Hangout, and also in the forums. So any questions, please ask there. One last question: can there be an option in the future to let the enemy capture some units and maybe rescue them from cages? Maybe. All right. Thanks very much. Have a great week. What are we on? Wednesday. Yeah. So we'll see you next week. Bye bye.